Hi, I'm Jason Gorb for ThatShelf.com, and we're here to look at this crazy Harry Potter box set.
Big shelf.
So, this is, as you can see from the front, the complete original motion picture soundtracks for all the Harry Potter films. Now, I'm slightly too old for Generation Harry Potter. I'm Gen X. Millennials sort of were the ones that really took it on, and those a little bit younger. But nonetheless, there's, I'm a huge John Williams fan, and I'm a huge fan of sweeping soundtracks at the best of times. And as the films have sort of worked their way through the popular culture, the soundtracks have become beloved by all kinds of people. Now, this is the box that it shipped in, this sort of crazy cardboard box. And inside will be this complete set of Potter. Now, you could choose which sort of house you belong to or whatever, which one. You'll see which one I picked when we actually get it inside, presuming that they sent me the one that I supposedly requested. This is fascinating because, am I going to sit down and listen to 16, 17 records of the Harry Potter score on a regular basis? No. But this is sort of indicative for those that sort of want the fetish, the enjoyment of actually listening to stuff on vinyl, independent of watching the films. I have all the films in 4K. I could just do that for the score. But nonetheless, actually having a chance to actually focus on listening to the stuff. And of course, on vinyl, you're getting a real extraordinary collectible. You're getting something for that shelf, as it were, the sort of moniker that we have at our website. So we crack the thing open here. I've just released the tape because on the inside, you can see here, there we go, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, Gryffindor, and Slytherin. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but you get the idea. So they actually printed on the inside the various elements to draw from. And inside we have the box itself. So if I do this without completely killing myself, there we go. And what we have here, again, unsurprisingly for any people, if you have to choose one, obviously you're going to choose this. Why wouldn't you? Now, I'm sure there are still fans of this franchise that would get all four of these. And, God bless. Even getting one of these is a little bit insane in the best of ways. But nonetheless, this is the one that I thought would look nicest on my shelf. And this is the one that probably speaks to my slithery ways. The getting stuff done tribe, as it were. So what we have in the back, the complete original motion picture soundtracks from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, aka the Philosopher's Stone. So we actually have both on the back. Big fan of that. A bunch of people, as a philosophy major, big fan of people that couldn't handle the word philosophers in North America on that. A Prisoner of Azkaban, of course. Order of the Phoenix, Deathly Hallows, Chamber of Secrets, Goblet of Fire, Half-Blood Prince, and Deathly Hallows in the sort of like bouncing back and forth. Obviously, Azkaban is the third one. I know that because it's the good one. Spoiler. And then all of these elements. So these scores here, it's very dark and very hard to read. But the first one, first two actually by John Williams, the ones that he did for his collaborator on Home Alone. Let's forget about Chris Columbus. And then we go from John Williams also did Azkaban. Patrick Doyle did the fourth. Nicholas, this is going to be hard to read. I'm going to actually open this up before I drive myself crazy trying to read through plastic, and we'll go from there. So the box itself seems to have this sort of outer, right? This outer thing, and then it opens from the top and the bottom. So I'm going to slide this guy out, and then we'll go from there. Other than John Williams, he's the guy. This is what you're going to want. And look, it's not like John Williams hasn't had his share of incredible scores that we can celebrate. And those who haven't watched the documentary, it's not the best documentary in the world, but in terms of if you're going to do a love letter to the maestro, it's available on Disney Plus. You can actually take a moment to actually watch the likes of Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, J.J. Abrams, etc. give love to John Williams. Well, we're doing so from the Warner family here, and we're taking a moment to actually recognize them. So yeah, so the box itself, interesting. So this is one of those plastic overlays, right? So this is where we get the plasticky thing with the sort of breakdown. Let's see if I can actually read this a bit better. Ah, it's still a mess. Welcome to having old eyes. But the box itself is actually stunning. Wow. So this is what's on the inside. Let's do this the right way up. So there we go. So this is what's inside the plastic case. The sort of printed, absolutely beautiful box, I gotta say. There's Hogwarts on the front. I assume this is universal for all the sets. They'll all be in the same box, and then what you're getting is not only, spoiler, different color vinyl, but you get then a different outer on this. Yeah, well, Alexandre Desplat did the last two. That one's super easy. And what the hell? Yeah, it's so hard to read. It's so dark. It's black against black, and I don't really want to take it out. Nicholas Hooper did the other two, and then Patrick Doyle did the one that's not John Williams. I got through it, guys. I got through it with my tired eyes and this crazy lighting that we have to shoot these silly videos. So here's the box, and let's see what's inside. So it flips open. So we have a box and a box and a box. Seems like a kind of thing that would actually fit perfectly well within the world of Harry Potter. And then you have a lot of records. Okay? So let's see how they actually open up. So each of them seems to be gatefold. So there we are. Not the thickest of cardboard, not the thinnest either, like a decent cardboard. Here's Philosopher's Stone right there. Philosopher's Stone. God bless. So the original title broken down that way. Gatefold breaks out this way. And we have all these elements. The records themselves, as we open it up, polyline paper sleeves, kids. And because I have the Slytherin box, this is what each record looks like. So each one gets its own color. I thought the green would be nice, and it's nice to be on the semi-evil and yet getting stuff done. I keep saying spoiler. If you don't know the story of Harry Potter, I think by now this is not probably the set for you. But each of these, yeah, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stones, music composed and conducted, no less, by John Williams. It'll be interesting. I'm going to enjoy giving these a shot and actually listening to them completely independent. It's something I actually rarely do. Of all things, I usually just listen to scores when I'm listening to the movie. I very rarely sit down and just listen to scores all by itself. But given the fact that, he's, 92 now, to have something like this, to have a true celebration of not only his music, but obviously the music that sort of followed him, that very much owes so much to what Williams actually set out in the first film. I think it was extraordinary. And yes, it's ridiculous and expensive and ostentatious and takes up a lot of room, but it really is quite beautiful. Okay, so that's the Philosopher's Stone. We'll sort of plop this up here. Getting a crazy pile here. I don't want that to fall. Okay, and then we have Chamber of Secrets. So there we are. Music composed by John Williams, adapted and conducted by John Williams. Interesting. So that's an interesting credit. So obviously adapted from his previous score. That's how I get it. Look, it's a chamber and it's full of secrets. And then as it opens up, each of these has, again, its own unique gatefold. Each record, polyline paper sleeve, green vinyl. From there, look how young they look. Ooh, butchkas. Okay, so we have the next one, Azkaban. Already looking darker, already looking better visually. This truly, I mean, if there's a film out of all of them that I think has some extraordinary cinematic elements, they're great for what they are. This is just like independent of anything to do with Harry Potter. This is a really, really excellent film. Unsurprisingly, Quaron really put something into it. And what's, for me, he makes the world feel very much part of what's going place. This is the one that sort of takes seriously the stuff that needs to be taken seriously and not seriously the stuff that doesn't need to be. And that's why I think this third film truly manages something extraordinary. There's a little blurb here from Quaron Gracias, Maestro. Yeah, of course. John composed Double Trouble during the production of the film. We decided that a children's choir would be a warm welcome back to Hogwarts. The theme, a melodic, mischievous, close cousin of the Hedwig theme, composed around the text from Shakespeare's Macbeth, became the foundation stone for the rest of the film score. Its medieval color became the musical identity of the Wizarding World in the third installment of Harry Potter. John juggled these medieval motifs with a late 19th century Rossini-esque narrative, a delirious big band jazz number, and 20th century music, which we both share a love for. How he managed to create a unity of it all beats me. It was a great privilege to witness as the scoring sessions unfolded, music breathing life into what has become a much better film. Gracias, Maestro, as I said, Alfonso Cuarón. Now, the whole deal with this, I mean, like, if there's anybody in cinema that, you know, my dream would be to sit at Abbey Road and actually hear a scoring station. I'm obviously not going to probably be able to do that, but we've seen enough footage of it, and everybody that I know that has had an opportunity to actually be there while he conducts or is recording a score says it's one of the most transcendental elements. So just for those 3 records alone to have the John Williams part of the collection, I think is worth celebrating. Not that these aren't also very successful and very important scores. Here we are, Goblet of Fire. They're in their sort of angry teen years. Look, it's a Goblet of Fire. Score, as I said, Patrick Doyle. Much easier to read on the front of this. The gatefold rocking that way. Again, straightforward with another essay. Mike Newell actually writing the blurb inside that. We then have, again, there's a lot of these records, each of these double gatefolds. Order of the Phoenix, Nicholas Hooper, looking even more grumpy. Who's that? And then breaking out this way, becoming more and more dark as the story goes along with the Order of the Phoenix. You know, a score probably less musically adventurous than the stuff that John Williams did. But certainly for any completist, this is the way to go. And then we have here the Half-Blood Prince, again, Nicholas Hooper. The design sort of working out, and you can see this actually breaks out in the gatefold looking like this. And on the inside, this is sort of a double image gatefold looking this way. And we have a bunch of verbiage broken down. David Yates actually writing about it in 2008, and then Nicholas Hooper actually providing some additional commentary about this. Yet again, double gatefold, paper line, plastic line paper sleeves for each of these records. Pretty great. And then we have 2 more. We have Deathly Hallows Part 1 score. So it itself gets a double gatefold, right? One of the first of those films where we're getting sort of 2 parts of the finale. We're seeing that a lot more and more. But there we are. You can see things are definitely getting darker before they get lighter. Executive Editor David Hyman, David Yates, all the people that putting it all together. David Yates and Alexandra Desplat with the LSO putting this all together here. That score there. And then the last one is, of course, Deathly Hallows Part 2. So there we can have the ultimate clash. Good versus evil and all of that nonsense. So there we are, again, a breakdown with all of that. And that's it in the box. There's no additional hardcover book or anything like that. All you get are all of these records. Exquisitely done. Now, barcodes. So they're individually barcoded. In other words, you could hypothetically buy these individually. But what is exclusive to it is the box set itself and also the color vinyl variant, which actually allows you to have in one place the entire shebang of the Harry Potter collection. All put together. I'm going to put this in. So 2, 4, 6, 8 as they fall over. 10, 12, 14, 16. 10, 12, and then 14 and 16 record set. 16 LP housed in one giant box set, color vinyl variant, 4 colors available. ridiculous, and yet also kind of amazing. Um, any fan of this stuff, I think this is the way to go. If you're going to buy it, might as well buy it in a box set form. And then you can decide what color you actually want, which one sort of speaks to you. There we are, the Harry Potter complete set. Completely ridiculous, completely wonderful. For thatshelf.com, I'm Jason Gorber. Please let us know in the comments what you think about this particular set, whether this is something that you actually think you'd pick up, which color you think would actually look better. I mean, you can see, look how much better the green's going to look at it. Anyway, follow us on social media. Go to thatshelf.com. Please support our writers. That'd be great. Click the bell. Do all that kind of stuff you need to do. That would be fabulous. We will see you next video. All the best. Take care.